대송교였어요. 다티 인도산에 그냥 디 간조 가르쳐오래 단다 따와 초도 줄봐 다티 때문에 송교였어요. 마도 토마를 되는 간조 되는데 따지 퇴바고 말에 삼바고 말에 곰바고 말에 대송교 말와 된동가랑서 레 당보바기 레 당보바당 템베기 퇴바 삼바 되는 곰바지 고요로와 다양 되는 레 당보바기 퇴바당 삼바당 곰바텐소 망체와데 아직 로 남도단 저와 예배기 투섬 검송지로와 로 남도단 저에게 투섬 검송지레 대인도 전에다 텐데기 로 남도단 저에 투섬 검송 대기 제 또샤와 대기 되네지 땐라 파브자와 대 되는 타르도게다 지 내루 모마테르웨스나 테티스 레스나 데칼레 카보르 가인스나 드네 내루 자자 쳔보테 다단데 남도기 주율은 대바레 대신도 드네 맹당 측당 이게라 소발은 대바레 대체인도 전에 양치 텐데기 나랑선 지템베기 퇴바당 삼바당 곰바 대점지 드네지 또 대바 대점지 하고 대바테 드네 양치 타르도기 자자 쳔보텐데 지레 삼바이나 딘드게 마레스 딘두 딘데데 양원은 타르도로 뛰바이나 드네 쇼르사당 코르사인 송바레 데슬람 노르사당 코르사든데지 인스틴 타르도로 뛰나 송교사레
So then we have the ninth Vajra statement, which is that the emptiness that is an object of learning, contemplation, and meditation is a straying and deviation. So that isn't to say that. So while the supreme view is one that transcends these three of study, contemplation, and meditation, that isn't to say that these stages aren't crucial or necessary for the beginner. However, that is because in the initial stages we are bound to the realm of concept in order to understand the meaning. But when genuine realization is born in the mind stream, then this completely transcends the realm of the intellect or conceptual thought. And so that type of wisdom that is developed through study, contemplation, and meditation is not actually the real realization of the view. Because Mahamudra is beyond all objects of knowledge or conceptual thought, beyond words and labels and so forth. And so the kind of, for a worldly being who contemplate or engages in these three, their level of understanding of Mahamudra is not actually like that of the ultimate view. And so ultimately, from the perspective of the ultimate view, these three become a deviation or a means of straying.
근데 인도 빼나 그래서 되네 뇌배 첨부지 되게 나라 초강 가야 룩 근데 뇌게 왔나 말미 춘춘 집반에 자자와 있나 로와 말미 춘춘 집발 다티 말미들야 야르제 땅에 메데야 슈침봉 버야라 소발은 배전 가야 마제네 다 말미든데 집반에 자자와 있나 배치 초대 그야 갈래 가보러 뇌배 첨부요래 척배 망보요래 말미 춘춘지 마도 요 말에 초대 콜투 말와 그 말와 얘네 티 말미 춘춘 대 이제네 되네 디톤에 다지 행당 되네 지 멤버야게 제 망보야 뽕나 되네 그 말미대야 첨부차네 되네 초대야 컨트롤와 어디나시 인도산에 양지 투섬 검송경이랑 저기 시랍대 아직 도마를 텐데지 고요를 때 텐데기 투섬 검송 그 돈에 되네 야야 레윤도 되네 문에게지 다 내루 양타와 또 Tobek turned the Yana and Gom Tendreche and Duzane, Yanchi or Droko and Rochimadobe, young around so get to some gomsum Chibu Tawashi. Be Niba Chunchong Yunken, Bena Marme Chunchong, the Ten Zamji, then I Nelo Chaja Chimbutu to Mares, or Teson Rochi Sares and Jutan some Gurua, Timodoyan to some goes or ten go Mare take a kind pang Maresea Chona Mandriburua, or Tendu. Then Jitan Song Gongatandan the song Zhang and la Carisons of Gong Chig Nala Tane Tartuge Sanjege Sa Pardu, then a Cholamgi Ngotone and Drogore, so at Sichi Ungre. That is on the Sane Carisongores and Anganzo Cholamge Kapsu, then a Temba J. Jula J. Pena, Lu Temba Never Java, so at the Temba Never Java, Roa, Lule Maybe Temba. Tendege temba teni ya kone kondo da tandan di pelne jun komyundu zane teni jolam ge kabda dan tonlam ge kabla sobala temba tela mengjurwa temne teni temba te yarjendro ne teni tardu sanje ge saye kapsu temba nyamba mengawas chayungu yorwa
Limba.
sanje ge saye kapsa temba nyamya meba tape tenshi jun ma cheba 어텐데지 차그레 송도와 테인도 전에 다 텐데기 산제게 가서 템바 준 마체바 용야데 초람 충우 가서 제베게 템바 데니 야 공내 공동 페르송아 데리도 유로와 공내 공부도 송아 데리도 유로 테인도 전에 그냥 야치 투성금베 돈이 쇼고 송도 전에 가서 다 투성금 손춘에 고우에서 말다 티 팽게에서 말해서 야 많이 바치로와 고 갑툭 오늘 또바 타르도바지 줄라 제네 내루 차자 전부 운에기 돈을 조사는 당연도 전에 되냐 이제 대백이 두섬 검som 써야 돼. 곧 남도 지당 된대지 인선도 전에 양지 차자 전부 또반 탈도바 많이 봐. 얘는 된대게 또반 탈도바지 니야라 담봉하는 두섬 검som droge 봐다 된대지 인게서와
And so the example is like that of a really large vessel of water. So a large vessel of water can't be brought to a boil with the heat of a single butter, with the flame of a single butter lamp. And so this very small flame, as much as it burns, it won't have the power to bring the entire pot of water to the boil, to a boil. But what is needed to bring the entire pot of water to a boil is a really strong fire, with more wood and more power. And this is like the way in which study, contemplation, and meditation it's necessary in the beginning, but it has to kind of grow beyond that initial what it sort of initially develops. So in order to realize the ultimate truth or the true nature, then that begins with the process of study, contemplation, and meditation, and then through meditating again and again. At first, it's sort of at the time of study and contemplation, its power is relatively small. It's not very powerful. But then as over time, as it grows, the power becomes stronger, and then but with that kind of the small power of study and contemplation, this isn't enough to trigger the realization or to trigger the direct realization of Mahamudra. And so what Lord Jigten Sumgön is speaking to in the Gong Chig here is really with regard to that ultimate realization of the true nature that happens, at the level of, the Bodhisattva Bhumi. But at the beginning, and it's often said, for instance, at the beginning of the path of accumulation, then one starts to develop, or one is working with or developing the foundations of mindfulness, particularly working with mindfulness of the body. And then as one's development progresses, and one moves into the path of joining, for instance, it is still that same mindfulness that is employed, but it is transformed into a different function and holds a different name. And so it grows sort of stronger and stronger through development until one reaches the bhumi of Buddhahood, and then it becomes uninterrupted mindfulness that can't decline. And so then at that highest level, it's sort of transformed into something else. But that transformation has occurred through the initial practice that is started at the beginning of the path of accumulation. And so in the same way, when one can't go straight to the realization of the ultimate view, and once that direct realization of the ultimate view occurs, it is no longer bound to conceptual thought or bound by conceptual thought. But prior to that, then one has to rely on, in the beginning, the stages of study, contemplation, and meditation, which then dissolve or evolve, and eventually the realization goes beyond that.
Tene dorsong juba rebe juba toba komar cheba gomba saya techirwa tati sondu zane tattawa saya te tanda kondu shibana je tene china tanga zo namjun gomba soya de kande chire saya terwa gom saya te tati sondu zane gom sejute chidang zo chigta namjun pena lu zopur deba tene ngage ji mache cheba tala soba tensoya ko gongin tunchen chigruwa tunchen chigre gomgi chashe ndo segona tene chigta kaso papa gom seya de kande chigre sondu zane toba kombar cheba gomba sondowa tapena sosogi jula chebegi nyingje inayandra toba inayandra tene ji jula cheba tsamji 메펜바 인도 안에 되네 딱 콤버치 구로와 텐도 저번째 된 송공게 되네 드라마 잡되면 송도와 통내 콤버 메제바 송도와 내루 징통 대신도 닝제당 군습 창조 섬직 줄라제 다 텐데지 체차나야 다대 양내양도 곰고래 송도와 텐시게 토네 대 양내양도 마곰 송아이나 되네야 칼레 파지 트렌도지 yen도요레 천낭도지 라도요레 텐데 잔에 다 텐데기 줄에 제베게 또바테니 양의 양도 되네 텐시기 고네 콤버체바텔라 되네 곰세요레스 테마도 르조포르데 나게 줄에 제베게 또바테니 양의 양도 되네 콤리치야텔라 되네 다단데 곰바송바레스 테송레
So then the 10th verse is, meditation is habituation to realization. And so the process of meditation is actually one of habituation. It's essentially habituating to the view. And it is the case with any development of, so it isn't just like the with any development of a body, speech, any quality of body, speech, and mind, that it has to be habituated in order to become stable. So whether we're meditating, for instance, on love and compassion and bodhicitta, or the relative of bodhicitta, or absolute bodhicitta, in order for the realization to really take root, it has to be habituated. And so just as Lord Jigten Sumgen says in the verses of supplication, or the 7 verses of supplication to Tara, so having realized the nature, if it is not so difficult to realize, those who do not habituate it, if it is not habituated. And so there has to be the process of habituation, and that is how, that is what meditation, the function of meditation actually is this habituation to realization. So again, whether the relative bodhicitta, compassion, love and compassion, in order for it to really be developed, it is a process of habituation. If there isn't habituation, then it will be difficult for like the full manifestation or true realization to take root. So to realize any of these aspects of the practice, that can only occur through habituation. And so that is what is meant by meditation. It's not just, assuming the posture with the body and cutting off the activities of speech, but it's really more inwardly the habituation that occurs through the mind.
Tene tandan de Drupon denrap jungnipa, Drupon denrap jungnipa, tene tandan derewa jenga chuji jarbo shuajiwa jenga chuji jarbo. Kongin de songdo tene nzime ngane yengme jong songdo nzimba mebe ngangnes tachi nzimba da shenba pena ndebegi jisjobegi nzimba maonbegi ndunsuwegi nzimba tandawegi namdo jigijula jigjejuwa da tende chene kotena nzimba segirwa tandawe namdo juntune jewa da tendegi nzimba tamche pa chorsongwa nzimba meba chajachimbu gomsidu zane tendege zangenge nzimba tamche le chorsongwa jigu yores nzimesrwa taya zangenge nzimba tamche pa chorwa tsamji mepen par delatane tenshi manyamba jigu yores yingwa meba jigu yores songdawa tendu zane nzime yingme songdawa nzime ke ngangne yingwa meba junjongwa o tende chigla chajachimbu nyamsha sene songbare songre o tendu 다든가 도박 검술을 넣어도 근데 제가 돈을 검고 그래.
And so the 12th Drikung Kagyu throne holder, Chinga Chugi Gyalpo, has said that that meditation is really abiding, within non-fixation, so not following after what the past or the thoughts that have arisen in the past, not anticipating the future, and not becoming caught up in the concepts that are arising in the present moment, that that the main function is that of non-distracted mindful awareness. So it isn't just a matter of meditating on Mahamudra and liberating the kind of positive and negative arisings as they occur, but mainly sustaining. It is the sustaining of that mindful awareness without becoming distracted. That is really what defines the meditative absorption of Mahamudra.
Tene da tegin jula tene dorsong te derewa jeba derewa da jeba seya te tawa dang gomba nyebo te ya yarje tongya ki cho tena shen do tawa dang gombe ki kekpa sevar chebe ki cho tela tene jeba segerwa namjun samsam pondon jeba songdawa pondon bar cheba la jeba songre 다 대인도 단단되네 다 지당하게 남중 죄바 텐솔라 tene joban jeden songgo chochu ge nangla tene joba ri mandawa ye zamje songyong do wa joba ye songgre karasana le thangbo pa jarbu jonu ge joba songbare le thangbo pa jarbu ge pu chunchong ge joba tene tena jen to daji nyamlen la te ya ding chu ye ba chi cha yong du zane tene sangwa nga ge joba songbare sangha ge joba tene tadong yane yando toba la komji chene gom yong du zane tene gombe ki nupa shu chenpo chewe kapsu ripo turju ge joba songbare tene tadande ta toban tar chen yong du ripo turju ge joba tene gomban tar chen yong kapsu tene chole number jelwe joba songdo wa 초 탐제레 넘버 제로기 줘바스 삼삼텔로 군두 정보 줘봐야 송그래 텐데기 줘봐 리제 송도와 간사는 나라서 가지우기 때문에 람람텔라 낸줄 넘버 제스 요로와 아 낸줄이 제게 또바데 공내 공도야 폐월 제발라 줘 근데 줘봐 가만다와 이제든지 제 송용 요로와 다티인데 전에 테네 단단데 안지된 송공기 tenrege joba jibo kare kapsu inaya le thangbu be kapsu inayanda tene nyamle se thombul lebe kapla inayanda nyamle tharchim be kapla inayanda tene joba yakshu te karsana langdur dan tarwege chuchumren boche ten songbarta deso langdur joba langdur dan tarwe chuchumren boche no ten songbare
And so then when it comes also to this 10th Vajra statement, with the development of the view and meditation, that which becomes kind of a companion to that development or a companion to clearing away obstacles and hindrances is the different levels of conduct. And so Lord Jigten Sumgön speaks of the 4 different types of conduct. So for the beginner, the conduct is like the conduct of a small prince, of a small prince. And then as the practice develops further, then it becomes the conduct of secret mantra. And then as the meditation becomes even more powerful or developed, then it becomes the yogic conduct of like an awareness of the awareness, the yogic conduct of maintaining awareness. And then when that meditation is really fully developed, it becomes the all-victorious conduct, or sometimes what is referred to as the... It says that among all of these 4 types of conduct, actually I think that is free from accepting and rejecting. So the conduct, the pure conduct of discipline that is free from accepting and rejecting.
Kashe yungruwa Gong Chig nangla rewa tanzanla chi yanda ge samno tang de kashe songyore tin de ganzu samsam landur trawa sende tangone ge chi tawa tartu ba chi jula chenro de zane tene jeba telayang gewa sene mixe chulaya meba dekwa sene pa paya meba ta khaya cheya meba na jin chi o tende chi la landur da trawa jeba kashe tende samno tang ke yungu yore songbare 다단다 저번 지된 송고 당한테는 롱고 파무트바 yap세기 가르 송고요레 센두산에 저번 라운드 다타와 세야테 제 개월랑야 매바다 디바 도야 매바텔라 송구마레 송바로와 다오나 가르레 송도잔에 타네 또바 가세야 첸 토른 레바이나양 다동 타네 쮸바데 게웨게 토네 게와 드발라드네 베지 댕 사브른로와 슈체른로와 티난신도 메게베 토라 파지 뽕야라 슈체른로와 댕 사브른로와 다 텐데지고 요레스 티인두 디발랑도 메바 게와 토르도 메바 어때송게 로와 디바츠 랑메 쳐봐 제반 타르도베 가서 다도 디바 파뽕게 바마도 디바츠 라야 메바 디바 랑와다 타와 대신도 게와 파 도르와다 타와 게와 카레이나 두그바 어텐데게 제바 짱마지라 테네다단데 제반 파송 줘바스나 송바레 송르와 다 대탐쟁이 촌 도르도연데 자네더니 파모트베 카레 송바르스나 란두단 트베 제바 세야데 차당다 트베게 되니 제바들 고고레 송도와 차바당 나완니다 트베게 제바텔라 테니 제반 파송 줘바스나 송기요레 송레 어테인데 자네 테니 제바 란두르 트와 수템 스테레